So I met this woman online. She calls me up from her phone number, and lo and behold, it's a man's name that's listed at the top of the screen. Hmm. For a moment, I thought nothing of it, but I realized the area code is still close. It's a 562 area code. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, at least it's not a fake number from a different state, like most of these scammers use. So I speak to her for a week. A week becomes 2. 2 weeks become a month. A month becomes 4. By the third month, I was kind of questioning why she never invited me to her house, never cooked me a meal, even though she lost the bet twice, slept at my house, stayed the night. So I figured, why not do a background check? She also claimed she was a nurse, registered. She claims that in her country, from the Philippines, she was also a nurse over there. Interesting. I didn't know they had registered nurses in the Philippines. Most of all the Filipinos that I meet are all LVNs. And they become registered nurses here in America when they take the test. Okay. Benefit of the doubt, like I stated, couldn't answer some of my questions when I asked her medical advice. Did a background check. The phone number that she called me from, that name that was at the top of the screen, that was her husband. The vehicle she drives is her husband's. The house that she's living in is her husband's. Everything's under his name. So one day I decided to confront her. I decided to pull a fast one. I had no money this time. Oh, you're going to pay for the meal, right, dear? You're going to pay for the movies? You're going to take care of us tonight? She does that a lot, by the way. Okay. Credit card comes out slowly. She's looking at it and realizing I'm looking at it because this is the first time I truly get to see it. She tries to throw it fast. I see the last name matches the same as the phone when she called me from. So then I said, "Hey, Catherine, how is Albert?" Who told you? How'd you find out? How did you find out? It doesn't matter how I found out. The fact of the matter is, I know. Problem is, I stayed a little too long. I shouldn't have. I should have hit it and quit it, but I'm not one of those kind of guys. I'm actually a true man who actually, I believe there are some good women out there. And that's where you took advantage of. Because you thought I was stupid. I was dumb enough to hold on to something I thought might be real. As soon as I drove her to the vehicle where I usually pick her up from, she drives home and immediately texts me, "This isn't going to work out. Don't bother me anymore." No problem. I tried calling her, texting her to respond back to it, and it was blocked. So it's basically her saying this to me and running away. That night, because I am a smart man, I have what you call a second line and a third line and possibly a fourth line. Just like emails. Just like accounts. You never put all your money under the bed. You put it in other places as well. So I sent her a message circling the spots where she had opportunities to come clean. Where she could have just broke the whole thing off. And by the way, she was the one who approached me. I did not approach her. She even told me I'm not her type, which I turned back to her and said, "Well, if I'm not your type, then why did you approach me?" I'm probably the hottest man in the room. She laughed. I laughed because I told her, technically, you're not my type. I gave you a chance. I even gave you chances to come clean. So then she thought that was sexy. Then she told me to tell her how hot she was. And I said, you're a 6 on a good day with clothes on. But once those clothes come off, you're barely a 3. Oh, she got so pissed. She said, you're just mad because I've had to have a cesarean. I said, that's nice, but what about that gut that hangs out about 4 inches past your belt? How about your boobs that hang down to your belly button? How about all those wrinkles and marks on your face that make you look older than me? I have 3 kids. You only have 1. I work outdoors. I do a lot of things. What's your excuse? Again, she was trying to tell me I was ugly. I don't really care if you women think I'm ugly. I honestly don't. Because for every man, there's a great woman. And for every great woman, there's another great man. But for every hoe, there's no dick. And that's where she was pissed off because she wasn't going to get it. So she tried to beg to get it back. Nah, I'm not going to play that game. She wanted me to meet her at a restaurant, and I said, no, thank you. You can meet me at the restaurant of my choice. She said, no. This is what I want. No. You're done. I don't need you. You obviously want me. She can't have me. I'm not available. So then I got in my truck and I drove down to her husband's house. She freaked out that I knew where she lived because she didn't want me to know. And I said, by the way, you're an LVN, not an RN. The house belongs to Albert. The car belongs to Albert. For all I know, the banking account probably belongs to Albert. The cell phone belongs to Albert. She's getting the house fixed up, by the way, remodeled. She tries to tell me it's all hers. It's all mine because I make the money. I just needed his credit. Well, first of all, bitch, if Albert ever wants to, he can take that house right back because you have no credit. It's his house. It's only his name, his sole name on that contract, not yours. That car, you might have money, but you're paying the bill, but it's still under his name, so you can't sell it without his signature. The cell phone you could definitely take back to the store. They don't give a shit. But it's still under his name, which just goes to show that Albert actually has more money than you and great credit to allow those 3 things to be purchased under his name. And she laughed at me saying, I'm crazy because she pays the bills. They are all hers. Even my ex-wife knows that's full of shit. Because when we got divorced, she was complaining because she had no vehicle because everything's under my name. So you're right. You might be able to afford it, but it's not yours. I was nice enough to sign the car over to my ex-wife. She never takes care of much anyways. The car is falling apart. She doesn't care. As long as she has something to drive. She wanted a new vehicle and I told her to get a job. Quit being a leech. No, she thought I was going to give her the world. I said the house isn't clean. The food isn't cooked. My clothes are still dirty. You know what some guys I know that are liberals told me? Well, you should wash your own clothes. You should clean your own house and you should make your own food. then I should just go back to being single. Isn't that the whole purpose? If the woman wants me to fix the car, paint the house, repair everything, and pay all the bills, then she has to do what I ask. She doesn't get a choice anymore. And to Catherine, that house has never been yours. You can pay the motherfucker off. You can pay all the taxes. And you know what they're going to say? Thank you. Thank you, Catherine. Thank you very much. Albert now owns a wonderful house. Thank you for paying the car off, too. It's all his now. Here's the pink slip. It's going to have his name written all over it. Oh, and if you try to forge it, oh my God, that's going to be embarrassing. You will go to prison. They might even send you back to the Philippines. They'll even take that LVN license away from you. And you've been married 4 years, and you told me you were cheating on him for 3+ years after I got done confronting you. So then why come to the U.S. if you're just going to bang dudes? There were plenty of dudes in the Philippines you could have banged. Plenty. Trust me, they were lining up out there for women. What's the matter? You want a better dick? I bet you missed this one right now, huh?